In this video, we're going to talk about how to get more people to your events. Emrick Graham asked this question about getting more people to his events. So that's what we're going to talk about.
How'd you do that?
I see that success is not something you pursue. It is something you are.
All right, so this email, it said this. It said, here's an event I offered on Facebook, and then the title, how to banish I can't afford it, to coaches, healers, practitioners. Cost of the event was $20, refreshments included. And then he said, I went on to about 50 different places, like massage places, yoga places, other places where coaches would go to practice. And the answer was very poor. Essentially, there was 3 answers and only one person showed up. And then he did his Q&A with that one person. So he said, how would I do it differently? What am I doing wrong? And then he said, I offer sales breakthrough coaching to small business owners who are stuck on a level. And I'm currently writing a book about connecting selling. Let's see, with a chapter on leading. Okay. And he said, I practiced the speech for several months for sales teams, but it didn't go, but I didn't get to present it. I've been working on my craft, presenting on camera. That's good. So I just want to stop there where he said, I've been working on my craft as presenting on camera. A lot of you speakers need to work on your craft just by creating some videos. I mean, you guys need to get better at speaking. Just create some videos. You'll get better. And then he said, I'm working on my book, sending books to my list. The end result that I'm after is I want to speak to different companies who believe in my ability to help their sales team and hire me to speak. So let's go to these Facebook pages with the events. So here's one of them. Here's what one of them looks like, okay? And then here's the other one. First thing I think of when I go here is it doesn't look salesy at all to me. If you're telling me that you're trying to banish I can't afford it from like just trying to teach me sales in terms of overcoming this objection of I can't afford it, why on earth do you have a flower? What's up with this flower right here? And then the other one, what is this? The time, or no, that's a compass, I think. What? And so you want to think in terms of what's more sales like what's a sales type of picture for one. But really, when it comes down to events, everything that happens with events, to get people to your events, everything that happens is, how do I word? Man, I just can't word this right. So to get people to your events, it is everything you do before you put up a Facebook page or before you put up a website to invite people to buy tickets to that event. It is not, oh, I'm just going to put up a website. I'm just going to put up a Facebook page, invite some people, and people are going to come. It is, you have created content for a while. You have built a list for a while. And then finally, you do an event. That's how you get people to an event. But let me go to your page. So this is your website here. When I go to your website, I think nothing about the website reminds me of here's a sales trainer. It doesn't look like a sales trainer to me. On the other hand, if I were to go to like Grant Cardone's website or Victor Antonio, he's another sales speaker, you can obviously see that these guys are sales guys. Especially when I go to Victor Antonio's Victor Antonio's website. He has right there immediately, sales conference speaker, bam, just sales conference speaker, just very simple. There's no doubt about it. This guy is a sales conference speaker. No doubt that he talks about sales. But when I go to your website, I don't see, it doesn't remind me of sales at all. And you talk, first thing I see is sales persistence. Then when I read, you talk leadership. I go down here, leadership again, and you keep talking about leadership. I'm like, I thought you were a sales speaker. Why do you keep talking about leadership? If you're thinking in terms of leadership, in terms of leading your sales team, you need to say sales manager, not leadership. And so there's a difference between this, like me seeing Victor Antonio, it's like, okay, oh, wow, that's a sales speaker, versus this, like, versus like, oh, wow, that's a sales speaker. Look at that huge crowd. There's like 50,000 people. There's like nobody there, versus just normal. It's this, oh, 50,000 people, small crowd, versus this. So you want to think in terms of, you got to make it very clear that you are a sales speaker. If you aren't clear, how on earth could I be clear about what you do and what you can do for me? And so that's the first thing. Your brand, it doesn't match up. So you want sales teams to hire you in the long term, but it doesn't match up. And then when you say that you're talking to healers and you're going to yoga places and coaches and all these people, those are the people that you did the event for. But you say that you want to speak to different companies who believe in your ability to help their sales team. I'm thinking, okay, healers, coaches, practitioners, those types of people versus sales teams. There's like Salesforce, Keller Williams, insurance companies, and sales teams. They're completely different than healers and coaches and all these people. And so you need to match up your brand with what you're actually trying to accomplish. If you actually want to do sales teams, you don't even mention healers. Forget about healers. They're not freaking salespeople. They're not sales teams. You're like, you guys are healers. I want to talk to the real salespeople. Do you have a sales force? Like, that's who you're focused on. And so look at guys like Victor Antonio, Grant Cardone. Look at sales speakers and see what their websites really do. You just want to improve your website image overall. So get a new theme on your website. Just go to themeforce.net and get a new theme. Just make it look a million times better. Or you could just join the Speak Pro Academy, where there's a pre-built website there for you, and then there's all the pictures for you. Just saying. And so you said that right now you're working on your book. One of the reasons why a lot of speakers tend to work on their books is because it distracts them from doing the real work that actually gets the gig. And a lot of speakers say, oh, if I write a book, I'll now be the expert and then people would come to me. Nope, doesn't work. There are tons of speakers out there who have a book. They don't have any gigs lined up. I personally don't even have a book right now, and I book gigs $15,000, $20,000 right now without a book. It is not a lot of I can't tell you how many speakers do this, where they write a book because they don't want to do the actual work that will get them on a stage. They don't want to do the prospecting. They don't want to do any sales emails or cold calls or anything. They would just say, oh, I'm working on my book. It's like, how long have you been working on it? A couple of years. What? So don't work on your book. It is a distraction. What you need to work on right now is your website. Work on your website. That is the only thing you should be working on right now. Just fixing up your website, making it look a million times better. And what I would do for you is I would essentially, I would create a customer profile. So this is what you need to do. Number one, create a customer profile. Get very clear on who you're talking to. If you say that you're trying to talk to sales teams, focus on sales teams. Ignore the healers, ignore the coaches and those guys. They're not sales teams. They might understand sales, but they're not sales teams. They can't pay you $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 to be at an event. They can't afford it. So focus on the sales teams if that's what you really want to focus on. Second thing you need to do, improve your website. Your website needs to look something like Victor Antonio's, where he's got that crowd of like 50,000 people, the small crowd that he has. Just make sure your website just looks top notch like his. Then after you improve the website, then you can create a lead magnet for sales managers. Like a sales manager, you can say like, here's a checklist for motivating your sales team or something, a better lead magnet than that. Then you want to put out content on selling. Like literally, look at Victor Antonio. Victor Antonio is doing everything right. Just look at this guy in terms of sales. And then you want to create your prospecting system. You want to put your prospecting system in place where you can actually get on stages, you find sales events, and all you do to find sales events, you go to LinkedIn, you look up sales managers, a title sales manager, and then you contact them one by one. Say, hey, can I do a presentation for your sales team? Hey, can I do a presentation for your sales team? Hey, can I do it? I won't stop talking to you until you let me do a presentation for your sales team. You just keep saying that. And so you want to put your prospecting system in place, and with sales teams, it's really easy. Like I said, you just go to LinkedIn, look up sales manager as a title, contact them to bring you in. But before you do that, you got to improve your website. You got to make sure your website is good. And like I said, if you can't afford to hire a web designer, or you don't know anything about building it, nothing, you don't have pictures, any of that stuff, join the Speak Pro Academy. All the pictures are there for you to use. The website is literally Yeah, I mean, you just import the website that I built out for you. You import it, a couple of buttons, bam, you're good to go. You use the pictures of big crowds, and you will now have your image done in a couple days, if that. And so that's essentially what you want to do with your business. Just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I'm going to be the top sales guy because my name is Graham. Oh, that was cool.